growing up, Benjamin, I grew up on a small farm, and it was a very simple life. I remember as a very, very small child that we did not have running water. We did not have electricity. I remember when electricity was brought into the house over in North Newport. It was already here in other places, but being out in a rural area, it was a little slower coming. But we didn't realize what we didn't have until we finally got it. It was pretty simple. I was my dad's other boy. Did a lot of the farm chores, worked with him outside a lot. I chuckled and said to many people, he didn't know I was a girl till I grew up and married a boy. Lost his farm hand. The thing you need to remember is the media wasn't what you know the media as. As I said, we didn't have electricity. We didn't have television. There wasn't a lot of the hype that you get now when something happens. And lots of times it was old news by the time we got it. As far as the different things that John was noted for as far as the war effort was concerned and so forth, those were things that came to light during his campaign, obviously. So I guess the answer is no. Didn't know much about him at all. I was a young woman. He was a handsome man. That's probably not what you're looking for, but I was a teenager, and I do remember they were a beautiful family. As far as his politics were concerned, they didn't mean a whole lot to me at that time. There again, it was like the beautiful people. It was a beautiful inauguration. Very dressy, pretty. Trying to bring up some specifics, Ben, some things that I particularly remember about it. I'd have to think about that. I guess I don't have any particular memories of it. He was a very popular president. A lot of that, I think, was because of his youth, and he had some really good ideas. The space program was a big part of his plan. I was remembering in particular when the incident in Cuba, the Cuban Missile Crisis, he was in power, and I remember that was handled very, very quickly, very well handled. Those, yeah, I haven't thought about those things for some time, Benjamin. Haven't, I'm sure I will when we are done here, and I'm sure a lot of things will come to my mind that are not there right now. Like the whole world, I guess. The whole nation in particular mourned for days. It was just one of those things you just couldn't believe. It was, of course, a heartbreak. He was a human being. He was a family man. He was our president. It was a week of mourning. The TV was playing all the time, following the whole, before the funeral even. And then, of course, the day of the funeral, it was just an all-day thing, is that Kaysen just moved through the city and just watching his family, his little children. It was quite a memory, Ben. Like most tragedies, it obviously brought the country together. Democrats, Republicans alike were all in the same mode at that point. And it's something that it's a defining moment in our history, another one of those defining moments that everyone remembers where they were the day they heard. It's one of those things that it's a big piece of our history. He was in a pretty difficult place at a time when I don't know of anyone who could have taken over the role. Everybody was constantly comparing and remembering. It took a big person to step up as vice president and assume that role immediately on board of Air Force One. I would say he assumed the role quite successfully. As far as how his later years, as he served as president, not so sure, but yes, he assumed the role. He stepped up. He was a big man that day.